What's up guys, welcome to Wasted Space, and we're back in Space Engineers. And after the last video, even though today was supposed to be the second half of the drone special, I decided I wanted to build myself a fighter, because I mentioned that I didn't actually have one. So today I built exactly that, but unfortunately, being me, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, I got a bit carried away. So this is much more than just your standard fighter. So diving straight in, let's give you a bit of an example here. So this is the basic sort of design layout. You can have a look at it from the outside. I'm kind of happy with the aesthetics, not that happy honestly, but it's getting there. The important part's the functionality. The paint job, by the way, is purely for the purposes of this video. I would have these things done in a camo paint job like I normally do, but at least this way you can kind of see what's going on. But these things obviously have a little bit more to them than meets the eye. And the easiest way for me to demonstrate this is to jump into a ship I've got kicking around nearby here. Where are you? There you are. So if I jump into this, this is obviously my old grav boat. It's nothing special at all, but for the purposes of demonstration, it will do just fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and find Here Be Wasted Space and find out what the big deal is. Although you can already see that there's something moving over there. So that might give you a little hint. It's unfortunate I happened to turn around at exactly that point, because these things, I've done them in a white and orange camouflage scheme simply because that way you can see them for the video. Obviously, in actual practical purpose and practical use, these things would be camouflaged, because as I come in here, hopefully I can demonstrate what they're designed to do. The sensors might even be giving things away a little bit. So I'm just going to come in and we're going to approach and find out what the hell is up with this little platform here. Are we? Yeah, we're coming in for a bit of a look. And, oh, hang on. What is this? What is this? Respond. Get the hell out of here. Oh, it might be too late to be getting the hell out of here. Those things are cutting it very close. We're already kind of damaged. I'm trying to escape down to, I would try and escape down to the asteroid, but it appears that there is fire coming in from over there as well. So let's run away somewhere else. Help! Where can I get to? So yeah, I'm going to stop charging around like a crazy thing and actually show you what's going on, because as you probably guessed, and should I stop for the smallest moment, things will start getting quite unpleasant for us, because what I've created here are some hunter-seeker drones. So the ships that are just approaching us now from various different directions while still barraging away are set up with a whole bunch of sensors. Oh, it looks like they're actually managing to hit each other occasionally. These are not perfect yet. I'm showing you the design as it currently stands in its current format, because I'm kind of pleased with how far I've got already. As you can see, that drone near us is kind of, it's messing around a little bit, but what it's not doing is crashing into this ship. So, having given you that vague idea, this is one of the flaws with this particular design, is that, with particular design, potentially with sensors. This bit here, that bit there, these separate bits of the ship are going to confuse the sensors completely. So, if I was to find the right position to delete this bit of the ship, they're going to all turn around and now respond to the fact that there's only one bit of the ship left and try and kill that instead. This one's behaving a bit oddly because it's got too close. They don't like being close to things. They'll try and move away a bit and then refocus fire. This one over here seems to have been caught somewhat on a single block that's floating around. So this is one of the flaws of them. But as you can see, they're precocious little things. But they've got one other trick up their sleeve as well, and not all of these will do it. But hopefully, if we help them along and get rid of the last of these bits here. Yes, you're angry at the bits of ship. I get the idea. There we go. Now, I don't know whether we've had a response from any of the ones that I built last. We will see in a couple of seconds. Reloading? What on earth are you shooting at? No, unfortunately it looks like none of these were the variant I'm talking about, because there were two variants of this, and the very, very cool man Arrnor, who made the nav Autopilot mod, responded within about an hour and a half to a question I had for him, changed something with the mod behavior, and made it possible, if I don't seem to be able to find one at the moment, to make completely automated patrolling versions of these drones. I will jump into another world so that I can show you how I've built them, because they're pretty complex already, talk a little bit about the flaws, and also show you exactly what this tracking autopilot thing does. So I've jumped into another world, and I'm actually inside one of the tracking drones as it's on autopilot mode. So if I turn the UI on, you can see, if you get close enough, and I've got this set to about 10 meter range, so you can't see them until you get right up to them, you have the status thing there telling you exactly what the autopilot is doing. And what I've done is I've combined this with, honestly, a hideous amount of sensors and gyros. So if we go through here, we have a standard sensor setup for a tracking thing on the front and a standard sensor setup for the tracking on the back. However, these are not standard sensors, as you probably guessed. If I go in here, you can see that I've managed to get a blueprint that enables me to paste in sensors with 1,000 meter range on them. So I've set this up with 1,000 meter range, and what happens basically is it's going to autopilot around between a series of waypoints using that nav autopilot, which is awesome. And then all the while this is happening, it has a scan sensor on, and this is set to 1,000 meters in all directions, and is going to detect enemy players and ships. And as soon as this triggers and finds anything, it's going to go down and it's going to activate the scan response. And the scan response essentially changes the mode this craft is operating in. So what it does is turns off the autopilot by turning off this block here, and then activates our tracking sensors. So the easiest way to demonstrate this is if I actually jump out and give this something to go and shoot at. So doesn't matter if it decides to go away, we can bring out, let's use the cannonball like normal, and it's going to, there you go, as you see, it's immediately detected that there's something there. The rear sensors have helped it turn around to find it, and now, okay, the cannonball's quite a small target, although it looks like the Gatling guns are hitting it quite nicely, but it's going to come in and it's going to do its absolute best to take out that target. Okay, did a pretty good job there. Now, it's taken out its target, the scan sensor no longer detects anything in range, and so it activates the other mode again. Turns all of the sensors off, so all that sensor tracking stuff is off. The only sensor now on it, there's two sensors left on this craft. There is the scan sensor to switch the two modes when it detects an enemy, and then there's one in the front, which is a kind of a pathfinding sensor. So if I get in this thing's way, be it as a player, as a ship, whatever, it's going to react to me being in the way. So, hang on, you. Oh no, it's not going to react to me as a player because I'm the owner of it. I turned that off. I need to get a friendly ship, so let's get a copy of itself, and let's just put this in the way of it, like that. You see, it's responded to it. Doesn't like the fact that there's a ship in the way, and what it's going to do is basically go back to the beginning again and restart its procedure. So this is all operated using this sensor here. We have a proximity sensor that pokes just out the front, and I spent quite a while making sure that these, see if we can get it visible. These sensor fields are very, very tight around the ship. So you can see this is literally out the front of the ship. If it sees something, it will panic. And that panic mode response, and everything is done using timers down here in responses. So the prox response is to turn off the navigation and activate a gyro that's going to turn it away from whatever's in front of it. As soon as that no longer sees anything, it activates this one, which turns that gyro off and starts the whole autopilot sequence again. So this means that if at any point it sees something in front of it, regardless of whether that's enemy or friend, it will try its very best to turn away. Now this is one of the areas in which I would like to be able to improve this design. But I think for the time being, it's actually remarkably functional. If I grab something for it to shoot at, the chances are we won't just get the response of this, of course. We will also get the other one wherever it's ended up trying to shoot at this too. So this one is just trying to get in on target. The thing is, it's also aware it's a little bit too close to it. So it's trying to turn away as well. This is, as I said, the prox thing, not 100% set up. I might have to do that using scripts rather than using just timers and sensors like the rest of this is. You can see there, as soon as the front sensor gets there and touches it, it's backing off because it doesn't like the fact that there's something in front. But the end result of this will be that eventually it will get past it. The front sensor will no longer active. You can see the rear sensors there detecting where this thing is, and it's going to turn around to try and catch onto it. So let's get rid of that just to calm the thing down. And you can see immediately again the response was sensors have turned off, and it's going to go back to its patrol path. So I am really pleased with how these are operating. I hope you think they're kind of cool. I'd love any suggestions now for how to improve on this design. Obviously, this is very much version 1. It evolved like it is. I need to rebuild. For example, the weapons all need to be central. That's one thing I've learned. You'll notice the missiles are missing quite often, whereas the Gatlings are hitting. That's because the sensors for this are in there, this area here. And because of that, it doesn't aim quite right. I've had to have quite a broad sensor field, as you can see on this, in order to prevent it from doing anything weird. And as you can see, even though they got very, very close to each other there, they didn't trigger that response because the sensor fields are so tight. So, hope you found that interesting, guys. If you've got any suggestions for me, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Otherwise, if you found this interesting, liked it at all, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Really helps me and the channel out. And otherwise, I will catch you next time. Oh no, I won't. Two final messages. Firstly, on Monday next week, 9 PM, I'm going to be running a test of Sioxanik's Drone Wars map he's been working on. We've already done one kind of in-house. This is a bit more of a public test. Get on the Steam group, sign up, come and have a go. It's really good fun. 4 or 5v5 Drone Wars gameplay in a specifically made map with specifically made scripts and specifically made drones. And finally, big congratulations to Nick Mick, because he is most definitely king of the whole builders. And the prizes have obviously already gone out to people, but congratulations, guys. Good job on that. Really enjoyed it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.